In this video, we're going to go over how to install an iQ Hardwire 16 with your Qolsys iQ panel. Now you'll want to find a good place to mount the Hardwire 16 nearby where the wires come to your old alarm panel. In this tutorial, I've got the Hardwire 16 mounted horizontally to make it easier to show you the process. But you should mount the device vertically per the instructions, with the antenna terminal at the top. In most circumstances, older hardwired systems are going to use end-of-line resistors. For normally closed burglary circuits, they are commonly added in series right at the panel. The Hardwire 16 requires that each of its zones have between 1 and 10 kiloohms of resistance. If resistors between 1 and 10 kiloohms are already present on the zone wires, you can begin connecting them. If resistors are not found on your zone wires, you'll need to include the 3 kiloohm resistors included with the Hardwire 16. You'll want to use low voltage crimping materials such as B-wire connectors to add the resistors to the circuit. The vast majority of burglary sensors will be normally closed, so the resistors will need to be wired in series. Also, before applying power, you'll want to connect the antenna to the antenna port at the top of the device. If you're using a backup battery, you can plug in the battery terminals located here on the board. Finally, the Hardwire 16 uses a 16-volt DC transformer, and in this case, polarity does matter. So it's important to note that the dashed wire is the positive wire on this transformer. And you'll connect that to the 16-volt input terminal. You can go ahead and power it up. Press and hold the EOL Learn button to put the Hardwire 16 into Learn mode. Likewise on your Qolsys panel, enter your settings and Auto Learn Sensor. To learn in the Hardwire 16 itself, take a small piece of wire to use as a jumper, or in my case, needle nose pliers, to temporarily short the tamper switch terminals on the Hardwire 16. This will send the inclusion signal to the panel. For the sensor type, choose Hardwire Translator and press Add New. Then, one by one, activate the sensors hooked up to your Hardwire 16. For each sensor that you learn in, press OK. Change the sensor type to the appropriate type of sensor. Name your sensor and choose the appropriate sensor group. Press Add New to save the sensor into the panel. It's important to note that the Hardwire 16 is registering the resistance value of these circuits at the same time you're learning these sensors into the panel. When you're done learning in zones, press and hold the EOL Learn button again, and the EOL LED will turn off. Sensor zones that have been learned in will have their LED illuminated. This has been Jason with Surety DIY. Thanks for watching.